Jeu, c'est Vampyr il s'appelle. Hop, ok. Déjà les graphismes, ça va, s'ils sont comme ça, parfait. On va essayer. D'accord. Le jeu lié aux actions. Plus vous êtes de vie, plus le jeu est difficile. Ah, c'est ça qu'il a dit? Oh merde. Ça va Naru? Majesté. Mais arrête un peu. Oh, punaise. Oh non, ton jeu me fait peur. Oh là 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 là. 12 songes pour la rouge reine sous la couronne de pierre. 8 bêtes sables nées de 8 nuages. 4 clous plantés dans la chair du pécheur. Une prière pour celui appelé par ce chant. Peut-être est-il venu le temps, avant l'oubli, rêver de Londres. Le temps de vivre le sol et la mort.
Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen. The falling of a star, a dire presage.
Il est parti loin, lui, hein.
For interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun?
Le son est
What
trop
is
fort.
wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand?
Là, ça va.
What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Bon.
Death. Since the apple was
Depuis que la
plucked
pomme
from
fut
the
cueillie sur
sacred
l'arbre
tree,
sacré, le trépas est considéré comme
mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong.
ce tremblement d'ennemi.
Death is not a wicked thing.
Bon, vas-y, là, lui, avec ses paroles de merde, là, vas-y, frère.
A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss.
Bah, bien sûr, un vampire, tu vas pas connaître son baiser.
Awaken from the
Reviens du silence des morts pour connaître ce nom.
and be born once more.
J'arrive. Ouah. À voir, Marie, parce que des motos, j'en ai beaucoup, tu vois. Et t'es souvent là, donc. À voir, je te dis pas non, je te dis pas oui. C'est plus oui que non. Mais faut attendre un peu encore. Mofo. sûrement suivre le sang, non, je pense.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
Il est content. Et le son est trop fort, mais c'est baisse le toit. Je l'ai baissé moi sur mon micro, hein. Comment ça, le son est trop fort Gauche.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Mary. Mary. No. No.
En fait, c'est pas mon père.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
Oh, vas-y, pour qu'il me tire dessus, lui. Allez, cavale, hein.
These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening. Over there! No! Please, stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on?
Mais ouais, mais oh, dégage-toi!
Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about? Shit, where'd it go? Now, I can defend myself. Kill that thing! Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
T'avais pas un pistolet, toi? Je peux pas récupérer son pistolet, ouais. Vas-y, avance, toi. T'en en avoir d'autres. Tu fais peur, le jeu.
Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry. No, please, stop! Who are you? There's one of them firms. What do you want?
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's...
That'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
C'est bizarre, hein?
The sun
Certains éléments comme
feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place?
Il rentre quelque part. Ah non, d'accord. Je crois qu'il poussait ça, il y avait une pièce secrète derrière.
I should be safe enough here.
Il s'est trouvé une maison, il va la squatter. On va regarder ce qu'il y a dedans. Nouvel objet à collectionner, soleil de feu. Bouteille d'alcool. Oula. Elle est un peu morte.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings.
Merci,
I
Navi.
suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
Pense aussi m'ajouter sur mes réseaux. Je te les mets.
That's impossible.
Elle me montre. Bon, attends, moi j'ai fermé ici.
I can almost feel the sun's rays like a physical weight pressing against the wood.
Bon. T'as aucun réseau? Mais comment ça se fait?
Who goes there?
Mais t'as bien un réseau là, t'as YouTube.
Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Vas-y, ça marche. Pas de soucis. Oh, il a un pistolet, lui. Oh, il a un pistolero. Oh, c'est quoi cette clé? C'est une clé, non? Prends le pistolet. Voilà, ma main, le petit colt. Oui, voilà, lâche ça, t'en as pas besoin. Dans l'état où tu es, tu t'en serais juste YouTube.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
Pas, récupère un pistolet. Bon, faut bien fouiller tout. Ah, tu vois. T'as mis tellement de choses à regarder.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it.
Un peu, ouais. Je dis pour être sympa.
So be it.
Non, 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 mais qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Mais non, mais non, mais non, je...
Rational thinking only.
Non. 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 Non, je tire pas. Non, je le tue pas. C'est mort. Non. Ah vas-y arrête, je veux pas me tuer. Mais il est chelou quand même le jeu. Quoi? Mais qu'est-ce que c'est ce bordel? Allez, tire pour voir, mais... Voilà. Il est content, il s'est mis une balle, il est content, le type. Mais c'est n'importe quoi.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who takes blinding sunlight into a glowing flesh.
Oula. Les lits des refuges vous permettent de vous reposer, d'évoluer. Dépensez des points d'expérience pour monter en niveau et améliorer vos compétences vampires. Commencez en sélectionnant la compétence disponible. Autographie. Vous consommez votre propre sang pour soigner instantanément les dégâts normaux et aggravés. Ok. Agressive. Ah ouais. Alors attends, une attaque à courte portée qui peut découper toute créature devant vous. Vous projetez une lance faite de sang qui peut transpercer les ennemis devant vous. Vous placez un nuage d'ombre à vos pieds ou à ceux de vos cibles. Le nuage explose après quelques secondes, infligeant de sérieux dégâts. Ça utilise 200, 150-200. J'ai pris la griffe. J'ai 1085 expérience. D'accord. Griffe fois 720 dégâts. Voilà. Parfait, là j'ai plus d'expérience. Ok, l'en fait. Voilà, confirmé.
That voice in my head. If I...
Se rendre à North Bank.
I'm not mad, then. It must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand
Là, il y avait un truc aussi, là,
what I have become.
Alors, du coup, il n'y a rien là dans le meuble. Shillings. Ah, c'est des sous. J'ai déjà regardé dans le miroir. Hein?
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
De se barrer là.
Here's the leech. Here!
What the fuck? Il a fait?
My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward! Clever fucking beasts.
It's locked, all right.
Vite, 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 vite. Les armes main gauche peuvent être utilisées en appuyant la touche triangle. Ok. Clé de l'abri, c'est bon, j'ai la clé.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the west.
Die, vermin!
A strength I never knew I had.
Watch yourselves! This one's...
This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body. My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. The dizziness from the jump. I can...
What?
I'll control it. I cannot enter. I have this thirst for blood. What will London have to say to me? I have so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. There is no one in sight. At last, a little life. Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Avez-vous vu entrer quelqu'un dans le pub? Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici?
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And, sir,
yes?
No funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Ouais. Merci, ma gueule.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Y'a rien à fouiller là-dedans.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
Moi, il a dit que c'était au premier confronter l'homme au premier étage. Turquoise, torture.
Jack.
This is no place for you. Pre-Wed has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
J'ai besoin de temps.
I think someone has used something.
Do you, sir? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Elle vient de partir.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word.
Vas-y, enlève-toi ta croix, toi. Alors lui il va voir.
Something I can do for you.
Oui. Il vient me jeter de l'ail dessus bientôt. Sa grosse tête là, sa moustache. Pose ta croix toi, hein, ne la touche plus.
And who might you be?
Docteur Edgar Swansea.
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree.
So
please,
indulge.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
C'est vous l'expert, me semble.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Derrière lui, là, y a rien. Y a rien derrière toi, mon pote.
Go hunt your shadow.
Partez, chasser au tronc. Attends, je vais fouiller chez toi d'abord.
I'm certain we shall meet again.
Ok. Interroger les résidents.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Bon, eux, j'ai déjà interrogé. État du quartier stable. Ah, on va voir le petit papier.
I will.
Les Britanniques travaillent ensemble, ingénieurs et ouvriers qualifiés, engagez-vous dès maintenant comme un bénévole pour la fabrication des munitions de guerre.
Get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city? The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Lui va être fort, hein. Attends. Ça va... Jexy, c'est ça? Je le dis bien. Hop. Non mais attends. J'étais là. Je vais là, après. Mince. Là. C'était toi le boss? Non, arrête.
Not a good place for a stroll. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Allez, avant, tire! Mais...
Doesn't like burning, does it?
Il a failli me tuer lui, hein. Ça va ou quoi?
It's locked.
Ah, lock. Tu connais ce jeu? Franchement, frère, on dirait pas, mais j'ai failli mourir. Hein. Oh, des sous. 5. Je sais pas qu'est-ce que je vais pouvoir faire avec. Là, je tourne en rond là, non? Ah là, il y a du sang en bas. Ah, il est là-bas. Ah, c'est en bas, Non, je rentre par là, tac. Ah, je suis là-bas. Alors, pour repérer les ennemis alentour. Ok. Il existe 4 types de résistance. Corps à corps, distance, voire sang et ténèbres. L'orange indique une résistance moyenne. Le rouge indique une forte résistance. D'accord. Alors,
Sir, no civilians allowed. This one's mine.
Mais il attaque pas. Mais... Névrotine. Oh yeah, j'ai des balles. Huit balles. Voilà, ma mère. Arrête de me griffer, toi, arrête. Ah, j'ai un petit chat, il me griffe. Ok, y a rien. T'as rien pour moi? Ah ouais, voilà, donne-moi ça.
Look alive! Stupid beast! Over there! There's one of them burning!
Ok, d'accord, triangle c'est le pic et ça c'est la flèche. Là. Non, elle est tracée un peu là. En haut.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Over there! There's one of them firms!
Vous avez trouvé un nouveau refuge. Vous pouvez maintenant y dépenser des points d'expérience en dormant ou bien fabriquer des objets sur l'établi. Ah ouais. L'établi. Tout remplir. Quel établi? Ah là, d'accord, c'est l'établi. Alors, artisanat, les établis vous permettent de fabriquer des traitements pour soigner des citoyens, des sérums, des améliorations d'armes et de modules. Traitement pour la fatigue, traitement pour l'amnémie. Attends, j'ai 100 expériences. Alors, on peut pas. Alors, moi j'ai un peu plus de santé. J'espère que vous allez bien. J'espère que le jeu va vous plaire. Si jamais vous avez le PS Plus, il est gratuit avec le PS Plus, les gars. Vampyr de niveau 4. Ah, docteur.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeked.
Quête principale.
Exit. Ascended. So strong it makes me dizzy.
Faut user. Pour vous équiper d'une arme à distance, à deux mains, appuyez sur triangle, utilisez sa compétence spéciale.
This place reeks of bloodshed. This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Voilà. Tu fais moi le beau, hein? 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 Naru. Ah, faites pas les fouettes, moi. Du plomb, l'aluminium. Attendez, attends, je vais faire un truc. Je mets les messages sur le côté. Attends, diffusion. Paramètres avancés. Fichier, voilà. Voilà, au moins je vois tout. Parce qu'en fait, mon écran, je vois pas tout, tu vois. T'as tué le cri de chien? Non. Ah mais non, mais Naru. Mais vas-y, t'es sérieuse? T'es allé voir une vidéo pour me dire... Ah non. Mais pourquoi t'es pas resté? Ah non. Je croyais que t'étais en train de me spoil là. Non, non, je l'ai pas tué.
Stop.
En fait, je devais lui parler et tout. Et ça va, il m'a laissé en vie.
Let me go.
Il m'a dit que je devais chercher ma cible moi-même. Non, je croyais que tu m'avais spoilé. Je croyais que tu m'avais dit,
It's not too late.
Ça va la carotte masquée. Bien quoi.
I forgive you. The Lord is my shepherd.
Qui c'est qui parle là?
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Ah, peut-être je vais devoir le tuer après. Il m'a dit on va se revoir.
You him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir,
Je suis là, le frère.
listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
C'est qui lui? Wesh frérot!
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
Skull.
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Je crois bien. Mais vas-y, on a même pas le temps de lire, connasse.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. I can learn something about what has happened to William. I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Mais non, 13. 07, c'est une naissance. Je pense.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Monter à bord du bateau. Ouais, mais attends, le frère. Tu vois, j'ai mis des petits sous-sous. D'abord, je crois que je n'aurais rien oublié. Allez, on y va. Non, 3.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed. A surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William...
Vas-y, allez, c'est toi là, allez, avance. Patron.
Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
On est en panne de bateau là.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
T'as vu le nouveau perso que j'ai? Fortnite. Ça. Je sais pas si tu vas aimer ce petit jeu. SNK, c'est l'attaque des titans. À Casa del Papel. Ça ne m'a jamais intéressé. Tranquille, et toi? connaissez le Peaky Blinders?
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. I'm coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Vas-y, on s'en bat les steaks d'œufs. À l'hôpital et vite. Chope à l'hôpital. Pénétrer dans le Pembroke hôpital. Putain, si je lui donne 6000 XP, lui il me fait au taquet de trucs. Avant d'avoir l'XP, on va avoir un truc. Une tige de plomb ayant certainement appartenu à un pêcheur pouvant servir à équilibrer une arme. Un tube de plomb. Gestualisation. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit maintenant? La gestualisation. Ouais, vas-y, donne un peu avec ça. Oh là 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 là, ça va être encore plus énorme. Voilà, nickel. C'est rare. J'allais à l'hôpital. Ah, je sais pas.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry.
Ça va, désolé, mais
I am in pain.
j'ai pas l'air, vous faites quoi?
My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're jabbering on.
Yes.
Que j'ai cassé, tu vois, j'ai cassé. Tu vois, si j'ai cassé,
Take my
moi,
word,
je te laisse crever.
I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Jonathan Reed. Eh oui.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Attends. Afin de boire le sang d'une proie, vous devez d'abord la charmer pour l'attirer vers elle, à l'abri des regards. Votre niveau de charme doit être supérieur ou égal à la restante citoyenne. Tu vas aller mieux.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Suis la piste rouge pour venir autrement à droite. La piste rouge à ma derrière. Pour éteindre.
Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Tu vas tuer quoi? Tu vas tuer quoi, toi? Rara, comment tu trembles? Frère. Ressaisis-toi un peu, hein. Arvalo, va. Petit Narvalo. Oh, 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 oh. Allez, des ressorts, je sais pas pourquoi.
To taste a life. To embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Pénisé dans l'hôpital. Ah non, l'hôpital est derrière. Pourquoi quand je me mets là, ça fait une musique bizarre là? Ah, j'ai Brawl Star aussi, Naru. Hein? Bon, je suis pas trop fort. Je suis plus fort à Clash Royale. Alors, l'hôpital est derrière, hein, là. Partout, moi il me faut juste là pour débuter le jeu, là il me faut des... Non.
I'm not one... Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
bien?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Le pauvre était vraiment en état de choc. Ah ouais, le bâtard.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job.
Don't
judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand.
Ah, ben, on va plus le voir la carotte masquée.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one.
Moi, je prendrais FIFA peut-être au...
Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Acheter? Ah, lui. Ah, trop bien, on peut lui acheter des trucs. Ah ouais, attends, c'est quoi ça? Fusil de 1000 tonnes, arme à distance, 296. 315. Et j'ai que 98 sous. 98 sous. Attends. Morceau de poignet commun. Je vais quand même lui acheter un truc, on sait jamais si ça... À vendre. Vendre pour 20. Ouais, de toute façon, j'en ai un. C'est bon. C'est quoi le plus cher là? Ok, non, je vais pas le vendre ça. Une alliance simple, une précieuse appartenant à Darkalex. Ouais, ciao mon pote. Et en fait, je me trouverai ici pour acheter des trucs, d'accord. 1015 d'expérience. Je vais améliorer mon perso. Alors on fait comme ça, ici, là, hop, hop. Voilà, c'est lui. Non. Ça c'est le truc du gars. Ah, peut-être là. Non, mais moi c'est pas sur lui que je veux faire, c'est sur moi. Classification des recherches. « 99 dégâts, d'accord. » Je sais plus comment on fait les gars, je suis dégoûté. Je sais pas si tu regardes de live FIFA. Non. Ok. 1015 expérience. Se reposer pour évoluer. Vite. À. Villa. Aide médicale et un code des milliers de bénévoles sont disponibles. Ah là, il y a une boîte. Moi je récupère tout, on sait jamais. Bien fouiller partout. Faut des sous là. Et il me suit partout lui ou quoi? Il veut qu'on lui attende, faut que je froid à tout le monde là.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Ouais, mais vas-y.
Goodbye, Milton.
Goodbye, gros. C'était pas à toi que je veux parler. Il est où le docteur là?
Dr. Swansea is right.
Ils m'ont dit d'aller ici.
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Premier étage. On va aller voir là, il y a quoi là?
The daily routine.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital.
Qui êtes-vous?
And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
I am a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional.
Vous avez découvert un indice. Celui-ci révèle un secret sur un citoyen ou une relation. Appuyez sur espace là pour ouvrir la fiche l'identité d'un citoyen. Thelma est atteinte du syndrome de Cotard et croit être un vampire.
You say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Me faut du sang neuf.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking
of the
women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
J'ai un peu fini l'école depuis longtemps, hein.
are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
On va devoir faire ça avec tout le monde.
Good evening, sir.
Salut toi.
Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon.
Ah, parce que je suis médecin en fait, je dois aider tous les gars.
War injuries, am I right?
Okay,
you guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Un Allemand a enlevé ton visage.
They still call me Thomas Elwood.
Ouais.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect.
La pilule, elles font pas effet, mon gars.
It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Que les flammes brûlent mon visage.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you.
C'est tout abîmé dans sa
head's
tête.
broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
We have disgust on every street corner. The daily news.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks.
Pour les pauvres et les
and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place, and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
What is the general situation?
C'est un peu chiant les
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union.
Ouais, faut pas parler à 50 gars quand même.
Wet boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Dooth Digby.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Bon alors attends. Non là je rentre. Il me dit d'aller au premier étage, à droite.
Not now.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Article sur les écones. C'est une occasion rare et pratiquement un privilège de pouvoir approcher un vampire et d'observer leurs caractéristiques physiques et psychologiques les plus intrigantes. D'un œil scientifique et rationnel, voici quelques-unes des capacités les plus fascinantes. Vitesse naturelle vampire, pas les jours de Mois. Ok. Ah ouais, c'est quand on va super vite ça. Y a rien d'autre là. Là on peut se reposer. Là on va voir. Je vais voir ça. Alors du coup. Ah, je suis bête, c'était lui qu'il fallait améliorer. Mince.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Voilà. I'm to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about N'arrive. Répondre à la porte.
I thirst for blood. I cannot enter.
Dr. Swansea asked me to collect you, Dr. Reed. Hurry up!
Bah, je sais pas. C'est moi qui lui ai dit de s'appeler comme ça en plus.
It's locked.
Ok, quand il est rouge, c'est verrouillé. Ça harasse. Y'a rien pour moi là, vas-y, je veux des trucs là, au taquet de trucs là, donnez-moi des trucs. Oh là là, pas des portes fermées les gars. Bon. Des vis.
This is despicable.
Bah ça aurait pu venir mais bon t'inquiète. Tout fouiller hein. Mais oh là, ce qu'il peut faire. Ce qu'il peut faire, sérieux. Ok, donnez-moi ce que vous avez les gars. Je suis là pour vous.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know.
Je ne sais pas.
Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Shouldn't you go back home, where you'll be safe?
Maybe later. But for now, I need to talk to my husband at the cemetery, Mr. Reed.
Lâche-moi, toi, lâche-moi. Oh, je l'ai eu, lui. Oh, trop chaud.
It's locked.
Putain, elle est bloquée celle-là. On va voir sur Insta. t'es un malade, toi. Mais t'es un gamin. Oh, ça le fout. Oh, gros. Ce jeu, il est énorme. Skyforce. T'es un botch. T'es un fou, tu me régales. Ah, j'en peux plus. Oh putain. Ah, je montre à des collègues. Ouais, tu te bats et tout. Tu commandes les types contre qui tu te bats et tout. Ah, il est stylé. Attends, faut faire quoi là? Quête principale. Heureux Darkalex. Vas-y, Skyforce. Là, il y a des méchants. Mais... Voilà. Ils sont où tes collègues? Hein? T'avais quoi toi sur toi? Rien? Ah si, donne-moi les... du sang là. Du sang. Je suis un vampire. Y'a rien dans cette pièce pour moi là. On a Blackwall. Refuge. Ah, je suis dans mon refuge. Trop bien. Je peux rien faire là? Il me faut une faux usée. Mais c'est bon ça non? Descends de la table toi. Par terre. Faux usé. Ah il me faut des morceaux de poignée communs. Ah l'autre il en a. Il en a Jacques là-bas. Vas-y on va dormir. Regarde en fait faut dormir. Hop. Voilà, capacité sanguine. Voilà, let's go. Après j'ai failli mourir hein. Je sens que là bientôt ils vont me faire crever ce jeu. Pour me donner un peu plus de... Répondre à la porte. 70 mètres. Cimetière de Stonebridge. Tu ne vois rien contre moi. Ah ça y est. Ils se foutent de moi. Trop bien. Là regarde je reviens à mon repère. Attendez, c'est par là. Hop. Là on est au repère. On va là. Mais... Oh non, c'est de l'autre côté qu'il faut que j'aille. Non, non. Arrête, c'est bon, c'est bon. Il avait rien lui. C'est plus chaud des trois, il avait rien. Bon. Ça va être à 14. Bien. Eh oh, vous arrêtez de manger lui. Awan Seaya. Tu te tais. Voilà. Voilà, donnez-moi tout, encore, il n'y a plus rien. Allez, c'est bon. Ça va la forme. Tranquille. Salut. C'est moi le tueur de vampire. Le tueur de méchants zombies de... Non, c'est moi le vampire, le tueur de méchants. Encore. Ça va encore. C'est tout. Tu te calmes, on t'a dit. T'as dit tu te calmes. Hello, je suis là. Ah non mais non, t'as où toi hein. Donne-moi ce que t'as, Faut aller où là? Y'a pas un gars un peu plus fort là qui me tue vraiment là? Je peux voir comment on meurt là. Je me battrai jusqu'au bout. Ah là, 30 mètres. 40 mètres. 10 mètres. Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait là elle?
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address
c'est quoi comme jeu? Vampyr. Il est gratuit avec le PS Plus les gars.
Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way
manière
to
de me
remember
rappeler,
my dear
mon cher Mathieu. Oh, t'as perdu Mathieu. North Crane. Je la cherche, ouais.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy
PS4
from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Sorry, I don't know her.
I don't know, elle a dit, je sais pas. Ne devriez-vous pas être auprès de votre famille?
Are you on your own?
Elle est où ta famille?
Do you have any friends?
Pourquoi tu vas dans un cimetière?
I have family and friends, but I
pas de
need
famille,
to
j'ai de la
be
famille,
here
des
alone.
amis, mais j'ai besoin de rester seul ici.
One day maybe I'll go back to them.
Aïe, tu me fais mal là. Me mords pas.
I need silence, and I need sadness.
Nous faisons tout notre deuil différemment. La solitude est dans le deuil plus difficile.
I've seen many deaths in my life.
Ah ouais, on fait le deuil
and we
différemment.
all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company. And some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there's so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease.
Arrête.
Oh,
ça fait mal. T'as des griffes. De toute façon, toi, je t'amène au veto bientôt là.
We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even.
Merci, Mois.
He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Couper les griffes bientôt.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
Allez, bla bla bla. Ouais, fais-moi gagner des XP comme ça.
We never realized how bad it was.
C'est bon, je me suis trompé, ouais. Vas-y, ça dure trop longtemps en fait, les cinématiques là. C'est bon.
Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Ça me saoule d'écouter l'anglais en vrai.
Goodbye, Xiaoxun. Maybe we'll talk later.
Ouais, on se verra plus tard, toi. Bon, tu m'as saoulé, vas-y, moi je veux me battre.
No, you can trust me.
C'est quoi ça?
Why have you not spoken to me?
Oh, mais vas-y, faut que je tente en fait de lui parler. Mais non, faut que je lui parle. Vas-y.
Hello again, Xiaoxun.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
No, not yet. I miss my dear Matthew so much, and I can't forgive myself.
Bon, elle n'arrive pas à lui pardonner. Je laissais ma soeur Marie mourir, moi.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician.
Mais faut que tu viennes. Allez, on s'en va.
But I was unable to save my own sister.
Elle veut pas sortir de là, elle.
Died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I wanted you to know that you have done nothing wrong. Unlike me.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why?
Really?
Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoxun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Yes.
Goodbye for now.
You You know you can trust me. Why have you not spoken to me?
Ronde de nuit, répondre à la porte. Ça veut dire quoi ça, répondre? Ronde de nuit. Quelle porte?
It's locked.
Je comprends pas. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez les gars? Qu'est-ce que vous voulez les gars? Y'a un problème? Elle est costaud lui hein? Oh, vas-y. Viens là, toi. Non, voilà. Première fois que je meurs. 2h04 de jeu. Dégoûté. Le feu est donc votre... Hein? Et donc notre âme de prédilection, mes frères, le meilleur moyen de nous débarrasser d'un vampire, de le buter et de le brûler. Tu vois, si tu me brûles, toi. Ouais. Ah ouais, quand tu meurs, ah ouais. D'accord. Un beau petit chargement, mon gars. Il est content, Skyforce. Ça va, Yem? J'aime beaucoup ton avatar. Je s'appelle Baby Groot. Ça va ou quoi? Tranquille. Wow! What? ça va. Ah, vas-y, me brûle. Attends, ça va pas là. Me saoule là. Putain. Eh Bobby, descends là. Ah, s'il me fait tomber, ça me casse au carrelage. Un gros bloc de... Pour faire la yoli là. Attention hein. Putain, sans déconner. Bio. Bah, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, Yem. Ça fait plaisir. C'est gentil. Bon. On va se ressaisir là, on fait du caca là un peu là. Putain merde, je suis dans la colle. Oh Darkalito, hier Clash Royale là, j'ai défoncé le bateau là un peu là. Bon attends. Bon c'est bon. T'es chaud là. Allez. Voilà. Ça c'est bon. Ouais, toi à chaque fois. Alors là. Ta mère. Mais allez, arrête. Il a rien de lui. Vas-y, ils ont rien. Oh merde. Ça fait flipper un peu. Les bruits, boum 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 boum. Il faut aller où là? Mais on part par où là? What the fuck? On est là, d'accord? Non, il n'y a rien. Non mais il faut aller là-bas, mais... Et c'est obligé que ce soit là. Pourquoi il laisserait ça ouvert? Non, bah alors je vais retourner derrière. Hein. On peut pas y aller là. Non, on peut pas. Vas-y, ça marche, Darkalexytb. Je dois me battre là, je pense. What? Chargement? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
How long's it going to take to
Ouais, c'est bien là, mais... C'est quoi ça? Mais je peux pas lui parler à lui, moi. 15 mètres. Il est au-dessus. C'est lui, non?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Lâche-moi, toi! Putain! Arrête! Putain, mais ça fait mal! Attention! Je comprends pas. Vous apprenez à valeur en tant que médecin des mauvais souvenirs de votre service militaire?
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Allez, j'appuie sur quoi là?
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking
about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ah, c'est bon, ok. Du coup...
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Il veut pas ce bâtard. Ouais, j'appuie pour le charmer. T'as vu là où il y a marqué charmer? Je peux pas.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Faut aller l'aider lui, non? On l'aide?
Good evening, sir.
Ça va ma gueule?
I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals.
What do you mean?
Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Parlez-moi de vous.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed.
Ah, faut lui parler un peu, blablabla, blablabla.
My family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before.
Ouais, si on en parle pas après, on peut pas débloquer des trucs.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms.
On est médecin aussi, hein. Médecin vampire, mon gars.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well,
satisfait d'ici?
It's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie.
Mais lui, il a juste le bras cassé, wesh, on lui parle.
I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
On peut rien faire avec lui.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Pas pour
I'll
l'instant.
see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy, pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True.
C'est vrai, cet été, lors
Last
de la
summer,
première
during
vague
the
d'épidémie,
first
je
wave
présentais
of
avec
the
Hilton
epidemic, I used to joke with
au
Milton
sujet
about
des
the
heures
extra
supplémentaires,
work.
mais ça ne fait plus rire personne
They're
à
not
présent.
smiling now.
Ah bah oui. Mais petit binotaire, t'as besoin de mon aide?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well,
un petit massage?
maybe.
Eh bien, peut-être.
I'm
Quoi?
waiting for a
J'attends un
batch
lot
of
de
products
produits.
I ordered
Je
for my
demandais.
personal
Mais
research.
il semblerait que mon
Yet
fournisseur
my
soit
supply
retardé.
seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the
Vous voulez
errand
que je joue le
boy
garçon
for
de
you?
course?
Oh
pour
no,
vous?
Dr. Reed.
Oh non. Mais
But
si vous alliez
if you
personnellement
went
dans sa boutique,
personally to his
avec
shop,
la réputation que vous avez, il
reputational
n'osera
law,
pas
he
vous
wouldn't dare
pousser
to
vos
refuse the
produits.
products I need.
I see.
Je
Well,
vois.
give me the address,
Donnez-moi
so I
l'adresse.
may pass by if
Je
I
vais
have
m'y
time.
rendre, comme un gros pigeon que je suis. Sans déconner. Oh, Quoi? C'est ici que vous pouvez consulter les enquêtes sur les citoyens triés par quartier. Vous pouvez démarrer une nouvelle mission. Carré, croix, ok. Je vais à la pharmacie, bâtard.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Au revoir, enculé. Tu m'as fait pas mon temps. Bon. Non, toi, va-t'en. « 206 mètres, faut que je sorte de là. Ah vas-y, fais son petit footing. Ah là-bas, une caisse. « 150 mètres. Allez, on va à la pharmacie, les gars. Dis-moi que c'est ouvert là. Hein. Merde. Je vais à la pharmacie, moi. Il fait quoi lui là?
Please, sir.
Monsieur, je vous en supplie, j'ai vraiment besoin d'aide. Qu'est-ce que t'as?
I'm Blight, sir.
Je m'appelle Newton.
Newton Blight.
J'ai perdu mon ami, je ne
I've lost my mate.
Comment s'appelle ton ami?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital.
Pouvez-vous?
Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir.
Monsieur.
We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement.
Il a filé.
And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there.
Ah, lui va me débloquer la porte, tu vas voir.
Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survive the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is...
Il est nerveux et fragile. Ah putain. Il est un peu comme toi, non? Ah, ça va, je déconne. Mais il est où? Ah ouais, mais tu l'as perdu, je sais pas. Il est descendu vers le canal, il est refusé à l'hôpital, je crois. Il a fait exprès d'aller vers les égouts pour que je ne puisse pas le suivre.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
L'hôpital.
We both need help.
On a tous les deux besoin
d'aide,
un traitement pour dormir. Allez mieux, monsieur.
Just need to feel better, sir.
What can you tell me
about? Non, en vrai, je m'en fous de ce qu'il veut. Ah oui, mais ça tu me l'as déjà dit. C'est bon, ta gueule.
Taking care of each other since we came back from the front.
Au revoir.
All the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend,
de toute façon, je suis obligé.
As soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Mètres. Il y a un truc. Ah lui c'est le sang lui.
Good evening, Milton.
Ça va Milton, bien ou quoi le frère? Ah, t'as des trucs à vendre?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
C'est 315 à 315, d'accord. Ça, je crois qu'il faut que j'en achète une. Non. Moi je comprends pas parce que quand je vois sur la carte, ils me disent qu'il y a des pièces là-bas. Donc s'il faut, ça veut dire qu'il y en a beaucoup. Je vais vers les pièces là. Ah, je peux plus bouger. Ah mais non, les pièces le gars, ok. Je le saurai pour la prochaine fois. Allez à la pharmacie, mais elle est où ta pharmacie? C'est la pharmacie? Putain. C'est quoi ça? Alors attends. Faut que j'aille au docks. Donc là je suis sur l'hôpital, à gauche. Mais allez avance, truc du cul, il va mourir l'autre. Faut que j'aille au docks. C'est vers là. Là faut que j'aille tout droit. Bon, y a rien là à m'offrir là, non? Poplard. Hein? Ah ouais, faut que je continue. Oh toi t'es un méchant toi, je sens t'es un méchant toi. Toi t'es un méchant toi. Deux méchants pour un prix d'un. Tu te tais. Bon du coup, je continue tout droit. T'as fait me tuer toi. C'est plein d'objets pour ensuite créer des armes et tout. Tu vois là ça brille, faut y aller dessus. Hop, tu récupères des pièces et des échantillons de robuste liquide pour Beaucoup. Sûrement chaque objet, bah, tu peux les assembler et ça va faire des trucs. Ok. Hop. Ah mais y'a un méchant là. Waouh, waouh, t'es fort toi. Ah non t'es nul. What? Attendez parce que j'ai pas le casque sur les oreilles. Là par contre là ils m'ont sué là. Il est où lui? Ouais mais... Je t'avais pas vu toi. Mais c'est un botch lui. Il a fait me la mettre lui. Ouais ils sont énervés là pour une pharmacie les gars wesh. C'est risqué d'aller à la pharmacie ici. Bon on fait comment pour aller là-haut? Non non c'est pas moi, c'est pas moi. Mais... Allez à la pharmacie, mais louste. Bon. Ah mais vas-y. Chaud mon gars. ressaisir. Merci pour les 8 lacs, les gars. Il est content. Il est chaud, hein.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Ouais, mais faut que je retourne à l'hôpital. Non. Copie ce shit. Elle était belle celle-là ou pas? Donne-moi ce que t'as. T'as rien? Ben donne-moi rien. Si t'avais ça. Toi t'avais quoi? Rien? Ouais. Non, c'est de côté je pense. Oh la double en même temps en gros. Hop. Ça va, je suis rapide quand même, je comprends vite ce qu'il faut faire. Hop là, je dois retourner à l'hôpital sûrement. Je dois donner la liste à l'autre.
Scowl voices in the garden.
Des bruits de scowl dans le jardin. Je devrais juste...
If they were to find somebody.
Quoi? On peut y aller par l'hôpital. Toi t'arrives pas derrière comme une merde, hein? 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 T'es un joueur Fortnite toi, non? C'est le gars qui joue plus à Fortnite, il insulte les joueurs Fortnite. Non mais j'arrête, je vais bientôt arrêter, je vais aller jouer à... Mais il est bien celui-là quand même, hein? Il est plaisant, hein? Ça va quoi le Est?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead. A colleague? Are you a doctor too? Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana. Pawnbroker and humble guardian.
Prêteur sur gage.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked? No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor. Please show me what you have to sell. Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Codéine. Opium. Ah mais attends, on peut pas...
It's locked. It never ceases to amaze me how the dead seem peaceful and how can we be sure we're making a difference? Never could keep anything from us.
C'est lui, non? Ouais.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. Can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments.
D'avoir des armes quand t'augmentes.
And even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Il me dit que je dois encore lui parler. Vas-y, ça se trouve. Mais il est où? Ah mais il est au-dessus. Il a qui je dois parler d'être au-dessus.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here. Come on, I don't have all night.
Alors... de sang. Vous créez une barrière invisible qui absorbe les dégâts directs jusqu'à la destruction. Je sais pas si je le prends ça. Après, je peux faire quoi? La nuit suivante.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Ben, l'eau. Ah là, c'est établi, ok, d'accord. Il y a de l'eau quelque part là? Et là, il y a de l'eau.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Ah ouais, mes frères. Tais-toi, toi. Il me faut quoi là? Morceau de poignée commun et tube de plomb. Il en faut 2. Il faut un truc de poignée commun. Ah ouais, mais c'est l'autre ça. Ah, qu'est-ce que tu veux toi?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Ah, ils ont trop besoin de moi là chaque fois.
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor.
Moustique là.
And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead.
Dans un couloir du
Now,
sang
where's the
normal.
hospital story?
Je sais pas trop,
Fat chance.
Ça rassure pas confiance.
This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of the narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital.
La morgue.
Small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
La morgue abandonnée derrière l'hôpital. D'accord. Alors il y a une... Ok, une morgue abandonnée derrière l'hôpital. Ça c'est chez moi là. On dégage.
It's locked.
It's locked. C'est verrouillé. Bon, alors on va aller derrière là. À la morgue. Aller dans une morgue, ça je suis pas trop confiance dans un jeu, non? Alors. Ok. Oh mais vas-y bouge. T'as vu? Il pouvait plus bouger. Tout droit. J'ai la clé. Vous trouverez des établis dans les refuges afin de fabriquer de nouveaux traitements et sérums afin d'améliorer les armes. État du quartier satisfaisant.
I cannot enter. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. It's locked.
Salut la clé.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Oh mais qu'est-ce que tu fais là lui? Voilà, tu m'as fait flipper frérot. Faut que j'aille au sous-sol.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Fais pas le fou. Fais pas le fou, fais pas le botch. Maintenant dans tes poches, dans tes trous, dans tes... C'est quoi ça? Ça fait what? Là.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Couteau d'amputation usé. Ok. Ah, fallait que j'en trouve de ça la quinine. Comment t'es mort toi? bon, je l'ai eu.
These scars can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger.
Let's go.
To drink blood is so tempting.
Si mon fall est là, c'est pas normal. Pourquoi je dois aller là? Tu vois? C'est quoi ça? Fais jeu, c'est pour le... Ok. Bon là faut que j'aille là-bas.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective.
Fabriquer un traitement pour la
but they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. It's locked, all right.
Putain, mais comment on peut jouer cela? Faut que je les rapporte. Je vais me balader un peu quand même, on va voir si on peut trouver. Ah mais non, je me lave moi. Vas-y, je vais. Non, c'est pas là. Je vais la sortir. Je gagne une montre. Par contre la sortie elle est où là? Ouais, ici. Allez, je rapporte ça au médecin là, après je vais me faire à manger et je retourne, je passe sur du Fortnite les gars. Tu seras là, Darkalito. N'hésite pas par là, pose des questions des fois si t'as des questions. Quoi poser. Alors là du coup 50 mètres. Moi je suis là. Il faut que j'aille là. Ouais. Tu arrêtes. Wesh. C'est juste les gars. Ça va? On récupère tout nous. Ça va Kevin? Tranquille. Là c'est à gauche. Ouais. Moi je vais rapporter ça à l'hôpital. Ça va, t'as tranquille, hein, on teste le petit jeu là. Gratuit PS Plus. Il est pas trop mal.
Good evening, Dr.
Ah mais non, c'est pas lui qui veut que je parle.
You, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help? Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Faut que je trouve la personne à qui... Il y a une personne, elle est malade, il faut que je lui apporte des médicaments. Après je te parle si tu veux, frère, mais là... Il doit être... Je sais pas s'il y a des... Ouais, il y a un étage normalement. Attends là, on peut l'ouvrir ça. Hop là. Donne-moi ça toi. Je sais pas ce que c'est mais... Non, je crois pas. Genre tu penses qu'après on peut se battre en ligne? Non. Non, je pense que c'est que mode histoire. Ouais, tu penses toi me trouver là-dedans? Non, non. Là faut que j'aille voir le patient là, il est où? À 48. Ok. Bon, il est pas trop là. Là, c'est mon repère. Il est pas là? Oh, mais il est où, lui? On peut l'ouvrir, ça? Ah, bah on va monter. Oh, mais il est où? À porter? Dans la chambre du patient. Mais elle est où la chambre du patient? Non, là on va dehors. Je sais pas trop ce que c'est ici.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Bah oui.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Qu'est-ce qu'il dit là-haut? À Doro du crème dans la chambre.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Et lui, comment il s'appelle?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
C'est pas lui.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Ah, c'est elle, putain.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Un corbeau à l'hôpital. 1135 XP. Maman. Non. N'oubliez pas, le sang des citoyens vous apporte énormément d'expérience. Cherchez des citoyens de niveau, de charme et faites le bon choix. Ah ouais. Regardez les gars. Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait elle là?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ouais, en fait, il va falloir aider toute la ville et tout. Ouais, il est pas trop mal, il est pas trop mal.
Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed?
Il est pas trop mal.
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Mais moi, je veux la charmer.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other
Ça va, Léa?
Considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
De la haute société, ta grand-mère. Parlez-moi de vous.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Que faites-vous dans la vie? Êtes-vous riche?
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
T'es vraiment riche à ce point?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace.
Damn
I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Allez, t'es un mec.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
T'as Snap, Léa? On va s'appeler sur Snap. Oui, moi aussi je t'aime. J'aime le poulet aussi. T'aimes le poulet? Tu me feras du poulet?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Et toi là? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Ouais, ta connasse de mère. Votre gorge, faut-elle souffrir?
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Ça va aider Anna? Nous devons communiquer, je vous laisse vous reposer.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Bah en fait, là, il est gratuit en ce moment.
I have to
sur
go
la
now,
Play.
sir. But don't hesitate to contact
Genre, t'es un
me.
vampire et tu dois aller sauver des gens et tout.
Doctor.
Et je like et merci. Ça, c'est sa mère là, celle qu'il faut.
How is my son doing?
Il va bien, ton fils.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Merci,
Not
Lana.
much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses.
Mais elle me saoule avec son argent.
Matters.
Vas-y, tu m'as saoulé toi, vas-y, je me
Goodbye,
casse.
Mrs. Goswick.
Ah, vas-y, je la revois plus elle. Ciao. Parlez à Edgar. Il est où Edgar? Il est à 10 mètres. Edgar? Attends, Edgar est dans l'hôpital. Ouais, sur PS Plus. Si t'as le PS Plus, bah c'est les jeux du mois. Sur la Play. C'est Vampyr. Sinon il a 40 balles. Non, c'est pas lui. Attends, mais du coup... Faut que je trouve... Pipa Harkins. Salut Pipa. Thomas. Salut Thomas. Chaine.
I cannot enter.
Putain, elle est fermée. Salut toi. Thelma, c'est pas toi. Moi je dois parler à Edgar. Bilou Edgar. Edgar. Béatrice. Edgar. Strickland. Récupérer des ingrédients à votre bureau médical. Ouais, je Fortnite aussi, ouais. Fortnite trop même. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Je peux pas lui donner des médicaments à lui?
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Je peux rien faire, j'ai déjà fait lui. Mais là. Là c'est là. Ah ben voilà, oh là là, je suis trop bête, À force, ouais. Enfin, à chaque fois les saisons sont différentes, tu vois. Non, t'inquiète. Moi ça me fait parler. Y a pas de souci. Oh bon, il est où lui? Non, je fais du Fortnite, du Call of, du GTA, Clash Royale. Mais non, c'est pas là, je suis allé. Ah, ça me saoule. Il est où Edgar? Inconnu. Pipa. Docteur. Ah, j'ai trouvé.
Please, Jonathan.
Salut. T'as Clash Royale?
Is it not? In the last
Darkalex
decade,
clan,
so
si
many
tu cherches un clan.
mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death.
En plus, en ce moment, il y a un mode. Oh là 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 là.
Oh,
putain, il est excellent. C'est élixir illimité. Je vais jouer après.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
Record à combien, Eliana?
This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead,
bah franchement,
unalive,
je suis à peu près pareil.
Immortality defies logic.
Mon record c'est 5581.
Express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusion.
Et mon but c'est d'avoir les 6 points pour
one might say a gift from heaven.
Ah ouais, moi je suis à 5581, ouais. J'étais à 400 points, t'imagines, des top 100. Je sais que j'ai pas du tout écouté ce qu'ils m'ont dit là. J'étais à fond dans...
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician.
Dès que tu fais une fois, tu pars loin.
Call me Edgar.
Mais de ouf. 400 trophées quoi, c'est pas beaucoup hein. Et là j'ai un petit deck. Regarde, écoute bien. Je prends mon petit cochon. Nul besoin de vous excuser. Bah ouais, je prends mon chevaucheur de cochon, mon chevalier. Je mets le chevalier devant, le chevaucheur de cochon avec du rage. J'envoie les petites archères derrière. Le gars il est pas prêt. J'ai la bûche au cas où s'il envoie des squelettes. J'ai le dragon, j'ai le PK13, dragon 13, Tesla 13, archer 13, cochon 13, rage 12. Voilà, à part le rage, sinon j'ai tout maxé quoi.
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Mais si t'as pas de clan, bah bienvenue à toi.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence.
Avant, si tu sais comment je faisais moi pour monter, je jouais avec mon coloc. Et genre, moi je regardais les combats et je lui montrais ce qu'il avait comme deck, ce qu'il avait en main et tout, tu vois. Donc, c'est facile. Après, j'ai joué aussi, hein, putain, t'inquiète pas. Ça va et toi, Darkness? Bien. Bienvenue à toi. Très bien. Moi, je n'ai même pas écouté ce qu'il a dit. Faut que j'aille parler à quoi là? Parler à la médecine de l'hôpital. Ouais, bah ça aide beaucoup. Ça aide beaucoup. Ouais, mais après je reste là quoi. J'ai pas perdu un trophée pour autant, tu vois.
It's locked.
En cours de vente. Et t'es sur un live au calme. Bon courage à toi. Attends. Ah. Thomas. 40 mètres. Faut que j'aille où là-bas? Trois heures. Wow. 30.
I cannot enter.
Bah ouais, elle est bloquée. Mes frères, il faut que j'aille derrière. « 24 » Il a l'air mal, lui. Oh, mon pauvre gars. Je pleurais.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment.
Et pense à mettre un petit pouce bleu aussi.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night.
Il est cool le jeu, franchement, ouais. Tu vois, après je peux me battre et tout comme des gars.
I remember you from the pub with Dr.
Là,
Swansea.
faut parler un peu, tu vois.
Indeed.
Mais après, tu vas voir.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Je pense que ça fait 3h30 que je joue et...
My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Là, je pense que je vais faire un 3h30 dans 5 minutes, je vais arrêter, je vais aller manger. J'ai rien mangé encore aujourd'hui.
Apologies. You've taken
like
me by surprise.
Merci, Darkness.
I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but a rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
J'en ai fait, mais j'en fais... Ouais.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter.
Pas en live, tu vois.
Plutôt
comme ça.
These past insufferable
Après, si j'arrive à augmenter les trophées et tout, ouais. Mais j'en ai déjà fait, mais ça plaît pas beaucoup, tu vois.
I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
Ouais, je te dis, si tu veux rejoindre le clan.
This matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk.
Y a pas de souci.
The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
J'ai pas compris ce qu'ils ont dit, j'étais en train d'écrire le nom du clan.
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital.
Bon, je te laisse.
My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our
t'aurais été adjoint chez moi aussi, hein.
Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about
Ah,
it.
d'accord, ça marche, vas-y.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Clash of Clans, HDV, je sais plus. Enfin, j'ai les murs en or, quoi. Pas en or, en orange. Mes murs max, c'est orange. Coûte 1 million. Je suis au mur à 1 million. Je sais plus quel HDV c'est. Le 11, peut-être. Après j'ai tout de maxé, faut que je ferme mes murs, tu vois. Mais je joue plus trop. De temps en temps, vite fait, et encore, ça fait 1 semaine que j'ai pas dû toucher le jeu là. Alors que je peux, mais... Bon vas-y, je vais arrêter là les gars. Je vois s'il n'y a pas un truc de sauvegarde, non. Je vais arrêter là, 3h30 de live, c'était pas mal. Sûrement, ben, j'en ferai ouais, une petite fois par jour. Le matin, je vais essayer de faire un peu ça. Et l'après-midi, là, dans 1 heure, les gars, je vais manger tranquille. Faire une bonne petite bouffe. Et je reviendrai sur du... Vas-y, je vais poser une question sur... Je vais faire un post, les gars. Je vais faire un post sur YouTube. Et je vais demander... Ouais. Mais t'inquiète. Je vais proposer plein de jeux. Vous aimerez... mon jeu principal, certes, c'est Fortnite. Mais en secondaire, vous aimerez quoi? Et là, je vais mettre... Je vais mettre plusieurs jeux. Parce que j'ai Call of aussi, GTA, il y en a plein qui aiment bien. Brawl Stars, je vais le mettre aussi. Parce qu'il y en a quelques-uns qui m'ont demandé aussi Brawl Stars. Bon, vas-y l'équipe. En secondaire, Brawl Stars. Bah attends, je vais le faire sur YouTube. Tu verras, quand... Là, je vais faire vite à manger, en même temps, je vais le faire. D'ici, même pas, les 10 minutes, tu vas voir. Tu vas dans mon... Regarde, j'en ai déjà fait plein. Tu vas sur ma chaîne et tu vas dans communauté. Tu vas voir. Bon, vas-y les gars. Les gars, les filles, tout le monde. Bye, à tout à l'heure. Dans une petite heure, je rejoue sur Fortnite. À toutes.